Hello, Matt Sweaters. It's Leonard here, and I'm excited to be sharing with you a welcome to a brand new page, a new home for you to feel like one in the community. So, I am here today because I want to share with you a little bit about what Matt Sweat is and really welcome you to this community. So, first off, Matt Sweat is a community where all you need is your mat and you're going to sweat. We don't need weights, we don't need bands, although we might use some other things if we've got them. There's always modified versions where all you need is your mat. And really, all you need is some floor space. So it's fitness on the fitness on the body and also the health of your mind. So we are combining fitness and mindset because oftentimes if one of those isn't working, the other one's not working as well. So we're going to look at the fitness of your body in how are you showing up? What is your regimen? So that looks at actual fitness of your body. And so we want to get moving, we want to do Pilates, we want to build core strength, but we're also going to take that a bit further. So it's what is your gut health? What does that look like? How are you taking care of that? If it's not great, how do we get it back to awesome, right? It also looks at what about your circulation, right? It looks at, are you drinking enough water? It looks at all the aspects of fitness that a typical trainer in a gym setting just doesn't have the ability to do. So my co-coach in this realm is Ashley, and she's going to be assisting us in learning about our bodies so that we can better ourselves and hopefully stay on this planet long enough to make a difference. And so that's on the fitness side. And then the health of our mind is really where we both co-tackle that. And so I'm bringing more of the mindset and business aspect to our mental wellness, because if our mental isn't working, if our business isn't working, what are we really doing, right? And how are we showing up as our best selves in order to impact the most amount of people? So that's going to talk about, in our mental, it's going to talk about self-worth and how does that show up in all aspects of our life. It's going to talk about who influences us. So how are we spending our time? We only have so much attention and mental bandwidth, right? You people say, I don't have bandwidth for that. Well, how do we increase that? How do we stretch that? But more importantly, the bandwidth that we do have today, how are we using that in the most effective way possible? So when we look at who influences us, it's usually our family, our significant other, our kids if we have them, but it's the 5 closest people to us. And sometimes those are family members, sometimes it's our significant others, sometimes it's clients, sometimes it's our employers, sometimes it's our coworkers. So we want to talk about who is influencing you, and more importantly, we want to build this Matt Sweat community as a safe space, but also a growth-oriented space so that you have somewhere to come and to gain support from in a way that propels you forward. We're also going to talk about, do the beliefs that you have match the desires that you have? So if I have the belief that I want to have a ripped body, okay, I think that's my desire, right? I want a ripped body. Okay, do I have the beliefs that I can achieve that, right? Or I want to live in a great big mansion. Okay, that's my desire. Do I have the beliefs that support me in creating that, right? Or I want to build a big business. That's my desire. Okay, well, what beliefs do you have? Do you have the belief that you're unworthy? Do you have the belief that you're always going to fail? Well, that's not going to support you in achieving the desire that you have. So the desire and the belief that we hold, we want to make sure and really focus and work on making sure that there's a congruency there. So that's on the mental side of things. So again, fitness and mental coming together. And this is a space, Matt Sweat is a community where we are aligning the areas of your life to work together for you. This is not something that you have to do. This is not something that gets done to you. This is something that you accept into your attention. This is something that you give your attention to, and that you're dedicated to walking through the journey yourself, with us, with this entire community. So it is a come as you are space. You don't have to be fit. You don't have to have desires. You don't have to have a business. You don't have to want a ripped body. That's actually not my desire. My desire is to have a healthy body. But this is a space where we're aligning the different areas of our life together so that they all work with us. And what I want, or what Ashley wants, or what you want, or what the person next to you wants might not all be the same. And that's great. But the common thread here is growth. The common thread here is forward moving, improving ourselves so that one day we can be better, right? So this is a growth driven community. This is also a community of people that are up to big things. So when we look at the people who are around here, we just tend to attract, myself, Leonard Shiner, and Ashley Norton, we intend on attracting, and we just do by our natural being of ourselves, we attract people who are up to big things and who want to play a bigger game for themselves. So we are looking for individuals who are aligned to that. Not saying that you have to be wanting to run 100 million miles, right? Not saying that you have to be wanting to build an 8-figure business. Not saying that you want to be the most mentally strong and focused person at all. But what we're saying is that if you're here, it's going to be difficult for you to be in this room and not elevate yourself. 1% each day, 1% each session. So that's our promise to you. That's our pledge. That's our dedication. And so Ashley is up to doing an Ironman. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and look it up. It's a pretty significant goal that she is setting for herself. She's in training right now for that. Myself, I'm a 7-figure entrepreneur, and I can say years ago that I wasn't that, right? But we've built ourselves. So you're safe, you're in good hands. We'll share with you a little bit more about who we are, but this is a place for you to come, to feel safe, to feel welcome, just as you are. So stay tuned, join us next time, and I look forward to seeing you on our lives here coming up shortly. Bye for now.